In a world crying out for a top 10 show, John Roca and Matt Nost are here to bring you the top 10. Take it away, boys.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Top 10 Show. I am John Roca.
I am Matt Nost. How are we out there? We forgot to say it last week. I hope those stateside had a great Thanksgiving.
Yes.
We're getting ready to take ours.
We are.
Should have said something last week, but
well.
We hope you enjoyed Thanksgiving, and Christmas is officially here.
Yes, that's one of the perils of recording ahead of time. We're not always on time with our holiday wishes, but we are thinking about it in our hearts. How about that?
Of course.
Is that fair?
At all times. I believe that.
Yeah, of course.
The sincerity in your eyes.
Thank you.
You know, only I could see that, but trust me, people out there watching, it was genuine.
Yeah.
And then Christmas officially starts at that point.
Yeah.
Which I asked Catherine, because she gets in the habit of listening to the Christmas station whenever she's in the car.
Yeah.
And are you just going to start December 1st? It's an automatic, or is it post-Thanksgiving?
Wow.
I don't know. Sometimes, she's caught herself maybe kind of jonesing for it already, but I don't know how much she'll listen throughout the month beyond that.
I already started 3 weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah, I don't care about Thanksgiving. I don't care about Thanksgiving. As I've gotten older, I don't care about the holiday. It's fun to hang out, eat. Oh, no. Oh, is this un-American? Oh, okay.
No, I'm just taking it off.
I thought we were going to go. Let's do this thing. No, to me, it's just the Thanksgiving for me is it's fun to hang out and watch football and eat and do whatever. But Christmas is like a full-on celebration. And it's a month-long celebration. And so,
yeah, but you turn it into
longer.
a 7-week celebration.
Yeah, true.
That's why I don't start sooner.
Yeah.
Perfect. It looks great.
Sorry. Yeah,
I hold off because Christmas is the one where everybody agrees. We're going balls to the wall.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody is on board.
Yeah. Bring out the lights.
I drove past the Scientology Center on Sunset that's right across from Kaiser. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah, totally.
And then you round the corner, go past the Vista, and they have their media center. They've got a channel on DirecTV or something.
Yeah.
It's great, yeah. Don't believe what you heard, believe what you can see.
Exactly.
Tune into channel blah blah. I've seen the fucking billboard a lot of times, but they put out their Christmas lights. You know, they're
already?
co-opting onto this season. So yeah, they've got them strung up.
We're just like you. That's what they're trying to say.
We're not so different.
We're not so different. We're just Scientologists.
Yes,
we just believe in Xenu. We believe in the midichlorian or whatever it is that they've got there. And you're a suppressant person, all that kind of stuff.
I have no idea.
That's one of my favorite guilty pleasure reality shows is her Leah Remini's show, The Scientology Show.
You watch the whole thing?
Oh, I do. The first season was too much about her. The second season, they finally started focusing on the people that she's actually interviewing.
Yeah.
Because in the first season, it's always they come back to her and she's like, which is or they go to her little vignette and she's like, this is why I got out of being in Scientology. All of this, blah, blah, blah. And you're just like, okay. But then the second season, they really focused on the stories. And I think the third season's done the same thing as well. So I've enjoyed that. Because I think it's fascinating to be part of such a widespread organization that is outside of the organization, for the most part, it's pretty reviled by people who know anything about it or watch those documentaries.
Yeah, but persecution can only make someone more fervent.
That's what I mean.
So
it works out for them.
On some level, it still works for them.
Yeah. At some point, do you think they need it? They court the persecution because it makes it seem as if it's something dangerous or rebellious or makes them seem more martyr-like?
No, I just think those are the type of people that gravitate towards this sort of solution.
Interesting.
You appeal to them on a certain level and whatnot, and now they just turn that energy that way.
Fascinating. Okay.
Yeah.
I look at it as an observational thing. If you want to be part of it, that's your decision. It's your life.
Yeah,
but
do not care.
It's interesting to watch from the outside how they handle things.
From what I know of the basis of the religion, wow, this is a weird one. Of all the religions that have been created, this one's real interesting, guys.
Yeah.
You kind of outdid yourself here, science fiction writer.
Science fiction writer.
I mean, that's what he was. He wrote science fiction.
Yeah.
And then created his own religion out of whole cloth.
He did. Once again, I'll plug If it's still up on iTunes, that episode, 2-part episode that Paul F. Tompkins did interviewing L. Ron
Dead
Hubbard.
Authors.
Yeah, the Dead Authors podcast, one of my favorite podcasts. If you have not listened to, I forget the actor's name. He's doing all those.
It's Andy Daly.
Andy Daly, yeah, he does the L. Ron Hubbard one. Oh, I wish I'd been in the audience for both of those episodes because it's my favorite. It's my favorite.
It's a great show. I recommended it to my dad the other day.
Yeah.
Like you might like this. You can go back. Like intermittently, so working on the house as much as I have, I spend hours alone. So I listened to that full series.
Right.
I've heard every one now.
The Confucius one was hilarious.
Confucius was great.
Which one did you like? Which one stands out for you?
There's a ton.
Okay.
There's a ton.
Okay.
The what's his name that did James Bond? Ian
Fleming one.
Ian Fleming. That's a good one. Oscar Wilde's pretty good.
Oscar Wilde's fantastic.
What other ones? Walt Whitman.
Okay.
That one was pretty good.
Did you like the Virginia Woolf one with Mary Holland?
Sure.
Yeah. I love Mary Holland, by the way. I think she's funny as hell.
Let's see. What were some other ones?
Was there a Mark Twain one?
Oh, the William S. Burroughs one is good.
Oh, yeah. It's an unsettling one. It's still up. You've got to go enjoy it.
Dead Author Spot. It's good.
Yeah.
If you like history or you read a bunch of books.
Yes.
And then it's just this guy's interpretation or this gal's interpretation of whatever this is. That's why I loved when you brought it up when we started getting into our side conversation on Collider Live about the deep faking. And I was like, historical figures, that's a great show because that's what this is.
Yeah.
It's just someone doing an impression. So you can do whatever you want with it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. The Tennessee Williams one was good.
That's a good one.
The Kristen Schaal. Yeah.
This got a bunch. I listened to the whole. I've listened to a lot of stuff.
Yeah. There's some great stuff. You definitely, if you haven't listened to it, and I know we're plugging another podcast that's already over. That isn't even they're not making new episodes. It's still worth it.
A charity, so maybe people still donate to the charity.
True. Good point.
They can get it, otherwise.
I haven't listened to the Dr. Seuss one. Oh, I should listen to the Dr. Seuss one. Shit.
That one's good.
Oh my gosh.
There's one guy, I can't remember the actual author's name, but he wrote The Man with 1,000 Faces or whatever that Lucas eventually said that, that's what I made off of Star Wars.
Oh, Joseph Campbell.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that one's pretty good because he does.
He goes off on Lucas, I think.
He does, what is that old character actor's name? From Disney era, like 50s kind of voice, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I want to see
the dopey, what's going on? Kind of spoke like that. Every once in a while we get into a rhythm. It's that.
Yeah.
I'm like, what a great. This is who you came up with.
Yeah.
Maybe there's his video video of him being interviewed, so it doesn't sound like that. But if it was a choice, what a great choice.
I wish these were on video. Because just the L. Ron Hubbard one on video alone I would have paid maybe $60 for that one.
It's a good show. Funny. They outdid themselves with that one.
Absolutely. Well, you're tuning in not to hear us talk about other podcasts, but we talk about this one. That's the top 10. And today we are counting down the top 10 famous actors with famous parents, right?
Well, with actor parents.
With actor parents. So top 10 famous actors with actors. This is honor of Patrick Schwarzenegger, who has a new movie coming out. Do you remember the name of it?
Daniel Isn't Here. Daniel Isn't Real.
Yeah, Daniel Isn't Real.
There you go.
I'm actually interviewing him for the Deep Cut on Monday as we're recording this.
Yeah.
So this will be an interesting conversation because I'm watching it over the weekend. So the fact that we're doing like a double bill with Patrick is kind of funny on so many levels. But, dude, this is maybe one of the most difficult lists I've ever had to compile because there are so many actors from famous actors or famous actors from actors to throw in.
Yeah. Eventually, maybe Schwarzenegger gets there and he would make this list.
If he does, we'll see.
Yeah, we
Still
have no
young
idea.
in his career. Yeah.
But it was super interesting to go back and be like, I never knew that one. And over and over and over again. And there could be some that I missed, but I went through a laundry list of as many possible. I spent longer on this than I've spent in a while just because I got fascinated sometimes and be like, oh my God, he had a kid?
Right.
Oh, I didn't even realize it. Oh, that's like McQueen, Chad McQueen.
Yeah, Chad McQueen, who's the guy from Karate Kid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then went off and I think eventually got into owns a racing something or other.
And apparently he won't come back. They've tried to get him to come back for Cobra Kai. He won't come back. They've tried. They reached out to him. They've had conversations with him, but he just won't come back. It's so interesting because they just announced Elizabeth Shue is going to appear in season 3. So that's going to be fun.
I didn't watch season 2.
What's wrong with you, man? Why do you hate things that are good? I don't understand.
The Billy Zabka side of season 1 was just perfect, and the Daniel LaRusso drove me nuts every time.
Oh, you didn't like that he was a jerk, or you just didn't believe it?
Every time.
Oh, okay.
So I just couldn't get into it.
Okay.
Well, Do you really want to? So I think I said this to you once before, but what killed me most going into trying to believe this reality, because Zabka's, I could plausibly see that makes sense.
Sure.
But LaRusso, to end up with a car dealership empire in Los Angeles because he became so known from this karate tournament that he's still handing out bonsai trees, and it's part of his fucking marketing campaign that somehow worked in L.A., and that shit is so horseshit. It's not even no one gives a shit about local celebrities like that in Los Angeles because
what do you mean?
You can hang out for long. Like, he's in the valley. It's not like they said he's deep valley up in the hills or something.
Right.
It sounds like he's maybe Encino.
But what about the dude with the mattresses? Those two guys, they did it for 20 years.
Leads and whatever, I can't be beat.
Yeah.
And you're killing me, Larry?
Yeah, you're killing me, Larry. Those guys made a living out of this thing. If he got a funny local commercial, maybe.
Does that character look like he's funny?
Yeah, I know. It's a fair point. I hear your criticism, and I absolutely think it's a valid criticism.
I mean, he became so famous in Los Angeles when, if you want to, you can go and sit on one of 5 specific streets and sit there long enough, and you will see somebody. Just guaranteed.
Yeah.
So long as you know specifically where to go, and I'm not going to say where that is, you can move here and figure it out on your own.
Yes, you can.
It's not too difficult if you think about it, but it's totally you see all kinds of people in all kinds of different places.
Yeah.
And to tell me that Daniel LaRusso became bigger noise locally than that, fuck off. Fuck off. It did not happen. If they said he was in Riverside, yeah, sure.
Okay.
Sure.
All right.
I believe that.
You buy that.
Sherman Oaks? No.
Not so much.
No.
I love how there's a delineation.
Well, just they're within.
What about Encino? Would that be possible in Encino?
They're saying Encino. I think that's what they're saying in this.
Right, yeah.
Encino-ish. I'm like, I'm still not buying it.
You really? It's not
still not buying it. Thousand
enough.
Oaks? Sure.
Okay, I can accept Thousand
Pushing
Oaks.
out.
Yeah, I've been
further.
there. I can accept
Malibu? They wouldn't have car dealerships. So
yeah, true.
You're not going to get it.
You'd have to be selling something else. You have to be a real estate guy in Malibu, I think.
And then Zabka would come back on and be like, oh, this is a great show. This is a great show. And then here comes the bullshit of LaRusso. I'm like, I don't understand this character at all. That was season 1 to me.
Fair enough. I did like the first season better than the second season, so I will agree with that. But I look forward to seeing Elizabeth Shue. But yeah, Chad McQueen, we were saying, there's a number of his. And like sometimes it's multi-generational. Like 3 or 4 generations. Obviously in Drew Barrymore's case, not saying that she's on my list or your list, but like she's like, there's a number of Barrymores before you get to Drew.
Yeah. She's got the chops family-wise.
Yeah, certainly. And one of the reasons, and then another thing is that we choose one movie from each of these actors that is like their best performance. We did that, right? You did that too?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And
or favorite movie of theirs.
Or favorite movie of theirs, yes.
Yeah.
And that's all connected into what we're
and
yeah.
That influenced on some level my final outcome.
That's what I mean. That's why this is the most difficult list.
Yeah.
Because you could say this, but then how much do I think their performance in this movie or this movie itself moves them up or lower?
How much do I appreciate this, or is it you have several?
Yeah.
I still have one on my list where I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to choose. I've got it as, this/that on my list, and I'll make the decision when we get to it.
I like that.
But certain people, it's just like, well, perhaps maybe this one isn't as good ostensibly as whatever these other choices is, but he's got 5 all at this level, and I want to choose them all.
Are you like this way with parties? Like, do you go like, okay, there's 2 people I don't know who I'm going to invite the morning of, I'm going to let them know.
What kind of party is that? So there's 2 people, and now I'm only inviting
I'm just saying,
one?
like you're saying, you're going to get, when you get to it, then you'll decide which one you're going to put on your list. Are you that way too with like the morning of, you're like, I don't know. Or at wedding, you're like, we'll see how I feel on the morning of the wedding, who I want to invite to be between these 2 guys or people to get into the wedding.
Well, who are you inviting last minute to a wedding?
I'm just saying.
Just send them a text. Dude, you're in.
You've known about this list for a week, and you're still debating until we start to record.
A week is strong.
Okay.
We texted about this on Sunday night.
It's still enough.
So it's a couple of days later. It's the middle of the holidays. You got Thanksgiving bullshit. I showed up early to facilitate.
Thank you.
Not a problem. Happy to do it. But you had a week to do this and be like, really? I had last night to do this.
Fair enough.
That's why I texted you, like, just to make sure, because I'm sitting down and I'm already an hour into this.
Yeah.
This is what we're going for, right? Because now I'm into the weeds on all these choices.
I can't get out of this place. All right, well, let's get into it. Matt, do you want to tell them how the show works?
Once we set a topic, we go our individual ways and create personal top 10. Let's show back up here. I do my bottom 3. He does his bottom 3. I do my next 2. He does his next 2. Then we trade 1 apiece. Once we have revealed our personal top 10 list, we create the shows between the 2 of us.
Boom. And I want to thank everybody who's been watching us on video. A lot of great comments. We busted out of the gate with almost 5,000 views on our first video, so thank you so much. If you're just seeing us for the first time, go back and watch the other episodes that are on camera as well.
And please leave a comment.
And please leave a comment. Yeah, I love reading all those. I got to do a better job responding, but I love reading them. So, all right, let's start. What do you got, number 10?
So, a billion choices.
Sure. Of course there are.
A billion choices.
I got like 30 people on the fucking honorable mentions.
Me too. So I just went, at that point, you start looking at the overall scope and you're like, all right, so I want to try and grab all the randoms too, like try and be more representative of the list as a whole overall. Yeah, sure. So 10, I put Jamie Lee Curtis, daughter of Tony Curtis and Janet Leigh.
Yeah, all right.
For Halloween.
I really had a hard time cutting her. Okay. I was just...
She's got a lot of work.
She does. And I wanted to put her on the list, and I was fighting to put her on the list. But in the end, I couldn't do it. And I'm a little... I'm okay with my list. I'm happy with my list. And the reasons for why I did it, but I still don't like that I couldn't put Jamie Lee Curtis on this list. Go ahead.
Well, it's a lot of people's IMDb's that you're up against.
Yes.
And the body of work. Some people, it's... I like you in a lot of stuff, but this one movie I think is... fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Do I reward you for that one? Or do I try and go with someone like a Jamie Lee where I like this movie, I like that movie, you were great in this.
Yeah.
Just saw you in Knives Out and you're still putting out good work.
Yes, she is. Certainly good in that Halloween movie.
Yeah. So, track record, then I was like, all right, I'm going to honor her for that. Halloween is great. I don't think they should... That's one they don't need to remake. The first one still works.
Yes, it does.
The terror of it is 100% palpable at all times. Something we both said and everybody else has said, and it's been said to death at this point. But if you're new to movies, if you've never seen Halloween, please do yourself a favor and go watch it. This is coming from 2 people that don't like horror. Well, don't tune into horror.
Right. We're not the biggest horror fans.
Yeah, I don't dislike it.
We like good horror. We just don't like every horror.
Exactly.
Right.
The genre as a whole is not one that pulls me in. If I'm going to watch something dumb, I'll watch a dumb action or dumb comedy. But
True.
Dumb action is easy peasy.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because you can turn your brain off. So the expectations are only so high. Anyway, Jamie Lee Curtis, my number 10, not on your list?
No, not on my list.
Okay, moving on then.
Okay, what's number 9?
Number 9, surprised it ended up this low, was Michael Douglas.
Wow, that's a punt.
Okay.
Holy shit, that's a punt. Okay, fair enough.
When it stacks up. I know.
I'll happily defend this when we get to it.
You're not wrong.
No.
You're not wrong.
Well, it's our opinion, so
it blew me away when I did it, and I was like, yeah, but if I look at the overall scope, like my next one, all right, that's a punt, is Matthew Broderick for Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Wow.
Son of James Broderick.
Yeah.
Honestly, because that movie I adored as a kid. I still love. I have a soft spot for it, but that was... Tuning into it, I loved it every time it was on.
Yeah.
I watched it a million times. I've got numerous favorite scenes.
I love that movie.
I know, to pieces. And then going back retrospectively and looking at it from the perspective that Ferris is a figment of Cameron's imagination.
Yeah.
And you watch it
interesting.
Like that. Yeah, so...
That's why he never got out of bed and it was all a dream sequence?
Because everything goes right.
Yeah,
for
Cameron, certainly.
And he's always looking at Ferris. It's from somewhat his perspective. He's an observer in the background. When you start looking at that, you're like, oh, okay. This hyper realized altruism of this is what perfect fun could be. We can get away with everything. The Sausage King of fucking Chicago.
Right.
Whatever it was.
You touch me, I yell rat.
But it's got so...
it's the most quotable 80s film.
I wanted Matthew Broderick to succeed so hard for so long after that.
Well, that's why I pushed back. You just said it's about their resume, but it doesn't stack up this one.
True. But this one was such a high watermark for me at a young age of my life that it's hard for me to deny that.
I can respect that, absolutely.
And for the next, I don't know how many years, I tuned into everything you did because I believed you could get back to that, and you just never really did.
To me, him and Henry Winkler are the 2 guys that you're like, he was the Fonz. How was he not cooler in all these other films for the rest of his life? Why is he the dweeb in Barry? And then you're like, Matthew Broderick, same thing. He's a dweeb in The Producers. And you're like, wait, this is the coolest kid I knew growing up.
But apparently that was not, although Winkler seemed more destined. Broderick did it once.
Right.
Winkler's is like, I did this for years.
Right.
I know exactly how to portray it. So you would assume he just ends up doing that. He's Lorenzo Lamas or something.
For all you kids out there, Lorenzo Lamas. Grease 2. Yeah. Oh, no, Grease 1, rather. I'm sorry, Grease 1, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. I don't remember him in it.
He's the idiot that she tries to leave him.
Travolta and Conaway.
Okay. That's it.
Beyond that, I don't know who's in it on the dude side. Olivia Newton-John.
Shout out to my friend Barry Pearl, who's one of the T-Birds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no offense, Bear. None whatsoever. I didn't like it on the outside as a kid, from afar. And thankfully, it wasn't one my sister watched a lot because I've seen a lot of movies that she loved because that's
that's how you do.
It's a democracy, unfortunately.
Yeah, so it is.
As much as you want it to be a dictatorship.
I'm sure she felt the same way.
It's all right. I got a love for Adventures in Babysitting now.
Oh, it's a good film.
It is. Mm-hmm. Shag, she watched a lot.
My God, the Phoebe Cates one, right?
I've seen Shag a lot of times.
Oh, my God, yeah.
A lot of times.
Woof.
That was hers. Oof, thankfully.
Yeah, I remember that. How come that one doesn't come up in the goddamn Schmodown? All right, so that's your number 8, Matthew Broderick.
Yep. You know what's weird? I now have a fondness for that movie for certain characters in it.
Ah, okay.
And what's her name? The actress. I've always liked her ever since. She's mostly on TV. Yeah.
Okay.
She went off. She's the most.
Let's take a look here because I know Phoebe Cates is in it.
Yes.
It's not Aniston, obviously.
No. It's the dark.
Bridget Fonda?
No.
Okay. Annabeth Gish.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Didn't she do SLC Punk?
Yes.
Yeah.
And she was in Brotherhood, and she's been in a bunch of stuff, bunch of TV. She pops up in movies every once in a while.
What did she play? Was it on West Wing where she played a Secret Service agent?
Yeah, right. Wait, are you sure? Wait, on West Wing? Oh,
wasn't she a Secret Service agent on something?
I thought that was what's-her-face from Weeds, Mary Louise Parker. Or is that not her? Maybe you're right. Maybe she was on West Wing.
I don't know. She was a... Anyway,
she
doesn't
works
really
a
matter.
lot.
We're not here to talk about
She works
her.
a lot.
She does.
Yeah. She was on West Wing. You're right. Elizabeth Bartlett Wenston. Yeah. Fair point. Okay. All right, man.
But because of it, to this day, I still believe Matthew Broderick could pop off and be something I love again. That's really difficult. After all, I still have belief down there, and it won't die.
I respect your belief, man. I like that you're committed to things that you're committed to.
So that one was so strong. Anyway, what do you got?
All right. My number 10 is Jennifer Jason Leigh.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was a tough cut.
Yeah, I know. For me, because same thing. She's been a part of my life since the 80s with Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Okay. And I followed her Hudsucker Proxy. I think she's funny as hell in Hudsucker Proxy.
You are alone in this room.
Okay, fair enough. I liked her because she's doing the 40s mall thing. She's doing the 40s mall.
It feels like they're making
the Dame.
2-3 different movies simultaneously.
That's fair. The movie itself doesn't 100% work. I don't disagree with you with that. But I think she's doing a good interpretation of what she wants to do, what she's supposed to do.
But she's the only one doing it, really. So then is she?
I don't know. Kate McKinnon, people loved what she was doing in Ghostbusters. I thought she was terrible in that movie. People loved her in that movie. She seems like in a whole other movie than everybody else.
Yeah, but I still believe she could be good in something else.
She's great in Bombshell.
I need to see that.
Yeah. It's not out yet, I don't think, but I'm going to look it up real quick. She's fantastic in Bombshell.
Oh, look at you, you fucking snooty hipster son of a bitch.
What do you mean?
Oh, you know what she's great in? Oh, that thing you haven't seen.
No, I wasn't. Wow, that is your interpretation.
That's exactly what you said.
I did not say it that way.
You said, oh, she's great in that, and that's not out yet.
Well, because I don't want people to feel like you've been waiting to see it and you haven't gotten around to it. I was trying to help you, but fuck me, I guess. She's in The Hitcher.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that then because I thought you were saying fuck you.
No. She's in The Hitcher. I remember her in Backdraft. Rush. She's fantastic in Rush. Single white female.
Yeah, but I don't know if I go back for Rush. I don't know if I go back for single white female.
Okay.
Like she's Hateful. She's great in that.
Oh yeah, that's the one I put down. The Hateful Eight. That's my film because that's her coming back for people to reappreciate the ferocity of her as an actress.
What was it? Good Night. The Pattinson. The A24 Pattinson.
Yeah. Yeah, she's in that as well.
Yeah, that was an interesting character in that.
I remember Existence. Remember that one? Do you remember that one at all?
Existence?
Yeah, it's like I think it's the Cronenberg or Solons. Who is that one? Oh, yeah, Cronenberg. Yep, Cronenberg. Okay. With her and Jude Law. It's weird. Like they have sex by some hole in their back. It's very strange. Very strange film. Anyway, that's my number 10. She is, whose daughter is she? Janet Leigh's daughter? She's Janet Leigh's daughter, I think. Wait.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah. I think she's, yeah. I'm pretty sure. I should have wrote down that. Everyone else, I think, I
can look it up for you. Yeah. 1 second. I've got it in
to everybody.
my upper list up here.
You do.
Vic Morrow is what I've
Vic Morrow's daughter. Right. There you go.
See that? It made my side list. Look, there's a long list, an entire typed out page.
Vic Morrow, who died, of course, on that Twilight Zone movie with the helicopter. He was the guy who died in that incident that was such a massive deal. If you haven't read about that, read about that.
Yeah.
All right, number 9 is Saoirse Ronan. Her dad is a famous English actor. She's for me the choice. Oh, it's not on your list?
She's on my side, but I was like, I need to see a couple more from you. But you could make this list.
I think I had to put someone newer. I felt like I had to put someone newer. You know, as you were talking about looking at the scope of the list and what you wanted the list to say about yourself or about your taste, I had to put her on here because I just saw Little Women the other day, and I think she's incredible in that. And On the Heels of Grand Budapest Hotel and Brooklyn. Brooklyn, and all these other films that I've seen her be a lead in. I'm just like, she's so incredible as an actress. So to me, this elevates her quicker than maybe another young actress who would be coming up at this point because she's already got so much notoriety and respect from the acting world and also from fans and people who go see these movies. So that's why she's my number 9. I like her. And she's great in Little Women. And I can't believe as a straight dude who digs sports and all this kind of shit.
Your camo jacket is behind you.
Yeah, that's right.
Your machismo has been proven.
I couldn't believe how much I enjoyed the movie. It's actually a really fun movie. Shocked.
Did you ever go camo inside that black leather hoodie? You know what I mean? Just double it up.
The black leather hoodie. You mean the other one?
The jacket that you got.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Just double up on
I had the jacket on underneath because it was raining.
Yeah. I'm saying camo and then that. You know what I mean? That is the underlayer. Like you're just going full.
Yeah.
And then after that, I don't know what you add to the layer below that.
Probably a shirt with like a knife through a skull or something like that. Seems to be perfect.
I was thinking like maybe open. You're wearing the jumper from a prison. You know what I mean? But it's open in the middle, and there's like then a T-shirt underneath that. You're just throwing out all of it.
Is it the sleeveless T-shirt, like the what they used to call the wife beater shirt? Is that with the golden chain hanging or something like that?
Could be.
I don't know. I'm just saying. All right. So my number 8 then is Angelina Jolie. Is that on your list?
No.
Wow. Wow.
Because I definitely don't go back and watch all that much of hers.
Okay.
I respect the hell out of a lot of her work.
Right. Okay.
But I never rewatch it, and that's when I was looking at her IMDb after writing it down. I was like, What Mr. and Mrs. Smith would be, I guess, the closest, and I never watched that.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I was looking more, for me, out of respect for the fact that she's made quite a career in Hollywood, and she's really good in everything she's ever in.
She is.
Yeah. And I enjoy Wanted. I'll catch that whenever I'm flipping channels. I really like this.
They're putting
cheesy
English on a bullet. English on exactly. Whipping. Okay. It's already spinning because it's rifled and it's coming out. So what is you adding a little bit more spin right now? How are you going to arc it?
Well, that's why you have to train to be able to do that. Not just anybody can do that. That's what the film's about.
It doesn't make a lick of sense. The best case you're going to do is to send it wobbling, so at least it's still kind of on the right axis.
Yeah.
But you'd be flipping. Then they're spinning head over, ass over a tea kettle. So what, the back of it hits you?
Ow.
Doesn't make any sense.
Ineffective. Well, I put A Mighty Heart as my choice for her. She's so incredible in that film, playing the wife of Glass. Daniel Glass, I think his name is, the gentleman who was beheaded by the Taliban that was videotaped and I'm sure it's somewhere on the dark web. I remember after it happened, maybe a few weeks after it happened, just out of curiosity, because you have those moments where you're curious to try to find it, and I found the video. And when they start to slice his neck, I cut it. I stopped there. I lost my fucking mind because there's nothing that matches the reality of seeing the actual violence, right? What you see on screen or on TV, the stylized stuff, or that violence that you see on shows or movies, it doesn't match the actual thing when it's happening. And you're just like, oh my Christ. As soon as the knife was going, I was like, I can't fucking watch this. I just turned it off, and horrific. But she's so good in this movie, and it's a movie I do come back and watch every once in a while. And of course, people love her Tomb Raider, the first one at least. Girl Interrupted, she won the Oscar for that. So she has a legacy here. I don't know how much the legacy is being tarnished with some of her recent work because of the Maleficent stuff. I don't know. But her directing stuff is happening, I guess. So, I mean, we'll see. But I think she deserves to be on this list for me at least personally. All right.
Yeah.
What's your number? Go ahead.
I mean, I have Matthew Broderick, where it's just it's only Ferris Bueller.
Yeah. Is it?
I like others. What, The Freshman?
Yeah, The Freshman. He's good in The Freshman.
He is good in The Freshman.
That's a good movie.
That's when you got signs of maybe he can do this.
Yeah.
Here's another one that I like.
Project X.
That came before, though. I liked him from that, but that came before.
You're right. Was it War Games? Was War Games before?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And War Games I actually didn't see until after Ferris Bueller.
Okay.
I don't think my parents let me watch that one. But Project X we owned. That was a sad movie.
That's a good point. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Jesus.
Anyway, let's move on.
Watching this kid and like these chimps in a lab and the terrible things that we're doing to him for military reasons.
Now I'm curious. Matthew Broderick. Let's take a look here. This is thrilling podcast watching for you all. The noted thing here is producers, so that's true. But Cable Guy. Did you like him in Cable Guy?
I need to watch that again.
Okay.
Kind of thing.
Okay. Project X came the year after Ferris Bueller. So Project X is after. Biloxi Blues. Oh, he's great in Biloxi Blues. I love Biloxi Blues.
I don't watch that again. Like, I watched it when it came out.
What about Glory? Do you like him in Glory?
Okay, there you go.
Right? You like him in Glory? We said The Freshman. And then, he's the voice of Simba in The Lion King. Yeah, all right, fair enough. Cable Guy. Then this weird run of movies: Addicted to Love, Godzilla, Election, the one with Reese Witherspoon. He's good in that. And
so I never thought that was as good as everybody else thinks it is.
Okay.
When they held it up, I remember when it came out and all the hype and the buzz, and I saw it and I was like, it was good.
Yeah, you just didn't like the character. I didn't either.
Yeah, I don't know. It just didn't resonate with me.
You Can Count on Me. Oh, right. He plays the boss with Laura Linney's boss. And they have that affair in the car and shit. I remember that. Yeah. There's not much in the producers. Yeah. But he works. He works. And he's on Broadway, of course.
But I still believe he could somehow do it again.
Do Ferris again?
Yeah. Right. He's Doug Flutie. You threw a couple Hail Marys and I've seen it.
Would you be excited if they announced a Ferris Bueller sequel?
No.
Like 30 years later? No. Okay. So you want him to do it, but not
I don't believe he can
Bueller.
He needs to build.
As a dad? Okay.
To that in the public's eye, because I don't think after all these years, he's not Eddie Murphy. You know what I mean?
True.
In the public eye for the past 30-some-odd years, he's been Matthew Broderick. Ferris Bueller is the anomaly. That seems atypical of everything else we've seen him do by and large.
That's a fair point.
All right, so that was your 8?
Yep. What's your number 7?
7, Patricia Arquette.
Oh, nice choice. Not on my list. Nice choice, though, man.
Daughter of Louis Arquette.
Yes.
And I chose Ed Wood.
Oh, yeah. Good choice.
Love the movie. Yep. A, there's a lot of choices from her, but B, she is so good on everything she does. Mm-hmm. And I didn't watch Medium, but
Medium.
What was the prison drama with the Escape? It was Paul Dano and Benicio del Toro.
Delamara or something like that.
Yeah. Escape at Dannemora?
Dannemora, yeah. She got nominated for that, too, for Emmys. So, yeah. I think she won, too, I think.
But to see the transformations, to look at the entire scope of her career, I'm like, wow, you have really pulled off so many different types of characters.
Yeah.
A real breadth of work here and willing to do the job for the job. Mm-hmm. Like, shows up as a consummate professional. Even if I don't like it, she's bringing stellar quality to it. It's like Gary Oldman before he, the public at large. Really knew him.
Well, also, she comes from a family of actors or performers, right? Because you have David Arquette, you have Rosanna, which is really the one who started it all in terms of the siblings, and then the late Alexis Arquette, what he was doing. So they were doing, I guess you could say that now as pronouns.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
didn't know he'd passed or she had passed.
Yeah. But you look at this thing and you're like, she's the one that stands out. When you think of all of them in terms of quality.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
She's the one that stands out.
Of this huge family, to me, it's her at the top.
Yes, absolutely.
And then the rest of it's like the Baldwins.
I put Rosanna below her because Rosanna has a lot of good 80s work. And she's never not good. Yeah. And then David does more of the cheesier stuff, so I don't put him as high.
But Rosanna, for whatever reason, always seems to be a specific type to me.
Yes.
Whenever she's that character.
It's true. Desperately Seeking Susan, she was leading that.
Yeah. Whereas Patricia, I think,
Fiction.
has been able to bend and mold herself into creating all of these different individuals.
My favorite is True Romance. I love her to death in that movie.
Another excellent choice.
Yeah, she's so good in that
And
film.
the cross-section of her and Oldman. Maybe they both, rubbed off on each other.
Yeah, maybe.
Just their work ethics and, this is what you – it's like when the guys coming back from the Olympics, like LeBron and Wade and all those guys, after having been around Kobe for a little while.
Yeah.
And you're like, dude, that dude is an animal. I need to become an animal if I'm competing against that. Just I'm showing up at 3 a.m. to get up 1,000 shots before 7 a.m. and where you guys are just showing up and I got a full sweat.
Yeah.
Like a crazy sweat. Just somebody who's so dogged in determination.
Yeah.
That's a rare individual.
True. Very true.
And to see, someone like her from the outside looking in, I'm assuming bringing that kind of determination to consistently work and just crush it. And Ed Wood, I love that movie.
Well, she always finds these projects, too, to be successful in. She's got a good eye for things, especially over the last maybe 5 to 10 years. She's really chosen some interesting projects that highlight her talent and push her as an actress.
Yeah.
And so you love that, And I liked Medium. I thought it was a damn good show, actually, for what it was.
I never watched it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was good or bad, but
she knew what she was playing, and she knew, I'm going to raise my kids. I'm going to work this job. It's 9 to 5 or 9 to 6, whatever it is. It's a TV show, and then boom, I'm going to move on to other things. It's totally cool.
But she is independent of TV to me. So when she was doing that, if she came out with another movie, I still believe that the movie is going to be great. She's a great actress. So it's like, I don't – that isn't the denigration that it used to be, 20 years ago.
True. Agreed.
But especially, network television now still has a little bit of that.
Yeah, agreed. Well, you look at Jennifer Love Hewitt, right? Jennifer Love Hewitt started out in films with Can't Hardly Wait. Or was she on Party of Five? I don't know. I can't remember one of those TV series. But she always comes back to TV. She always comes back to TV. Yeah.
But you're always good.
Yeah, true. All right, what's number 6?
My number 6 is Rob Reiner.
Oh, interesting. As an actor. Okay.
Because of This Is Spinal Tap, and then this is also my tip of the cap to you for all the work that you've done.
Okay.
I love This Is Spinal Tap.
Yeah.
And thank you for that. That has been a part of my life. You have a small part in it, but you've done so many other things. I'm going to give it to you. Why not? This list is ridiculous. This list is ridiculous.
There's so many people.
You can make any case you wanted to throughout. Now, this one is the lower on the breadth of the acting work as far side of.
Yeah, but when he shows up in something, he's always good.
He's always good.
Like in Wolf of Wall Street. He was hilarious in Wolf of Wall Street.
And on some level, he's an interesting guy, and he's worked steadily and throughout, just like his dad.
Yeah, agreed.
Dad's still working.
Yeah, I know. Carl's still tweeting. Carl tweets. Carl's 900 years old and he tweets. Some of my favorite podcasts, like the Mark Maron podcast, when he interviewed Carl Reiner and Mel Brooks, I think they were back to back. 2 of the best episodes I'd ever heard because those guys are still spry. They're still spry mentally, and I love that. So especially Mel. Jesus, Mel is a great interview. All right, yeah. What else? What else? Oh yeah, When Harry Met Sally. Princess Bride.
North. Who doesn't love North?
Like I went with you on half a letter before I realized what you were saying because I respect your opinion so much. I was like, he hasn't quite captured it again since those times.
Well, A Few Good Men.
Misery. Those are 2 good ones. Those are 90s, though. In the 2000s, there hasn't been much.
Look at all that work.
And
to start out as a TV actor.
Right. Meatball. Or Meathead.
Meathead.
Yeah, Meathead. My bad. Meathead.
And, just to transition and segue into and just have this massive longevity career. How long was he on that show? How long did that show run?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Like 6 years, 7 years?
Yeah.
So he was fully a TV actor to the world at large.
Oh, right, yeah. And following in the footsteps of his very, very famous father. He was on for 8 years, man. 8 seasons. God,
there you go.
Damn.
It's a good paycheck, though.
It is. He's acting. He's still been acting like New Girl, The Good Fight. He always shows up in these smaller little things. They did a When Harry Met Sally 2 short film, and he was in it.
Really?
Yeah. Directing wise, shocking. LBJ did an LBJ film recently, the one with Woody Harrelson as LBJ.
Okay.
I never saw that. The Bucket List was all right. Rumor has it was all right. Story of Us was okay.
Yeah.
I didn't see Alex and Emma. Which one's that one? Oh, that's Luke Wilson, Kate Hudson. All right. But yeah, there you go. All right.
High water marks for me count, plus the varied career and the overcoming you were a television star called Meathead.
Yeah.
You were set up to be like, you're an idiot type of thing. That's what we've all been beaten into our heads on some level.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you.
To flip the script on that and come out with This Is Spinal Tap as your first thing. And I think that to me is an all-time classic for this individual right here.
A lot of people love it.
It's just if you like, music, especially from those eras, and it's cobbled together all kinds of different stories that are close to real ones, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We've experienced things similar like that working in theaters and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
Over the years, you just like, I'm taking a left, and I end up, and I'm like, where am I? I have no idea. I'm in some deep catacomb of this place. How did I get here?
Right.
Just ridiculous.
The Stonehenge is still the best part of the movie.
Oh, the Stonehenge, the cocoon not being able to open until the very end when Harry Shearer comes out. What about why would you wrap a cucumber in tinfoil knowing you're going through a metal detector while you're wearing skin tights? Why would you do that? But it didn't seem like they were going for the I'm an idiot.
Right, the obvious joke, yeah.
He seemed so oblivious, like, I don't know, of course you stuff. That's what you do. You're trying to project.
That's right.
So, I'm an Uberman type of, but he didn't.
It's rock and roll.
So good. It's blacker than black.
I like Paul Shaver. Just kick me in the ass. Just kick me in the ass right now.
Yeah, Fran Drescher, Billy Crystal.
Yeah,
I think that was the first time that I knew him.
Yeah. I came around to that one later. I'd seen all of his stuff. Yeah, because I wasn't one of those rock and roll guys growing up. So I came back to it later when I got into that stuff, and then people were like, "Oh, you got to see this. You got to see this." And I thought it was really funny. It was funny.
Well, once you introduce, pyrotechnics and stagecraft of things, and you have big things you're deploying, like Iron Maiden, if they bring out Eddie or something, so that has to go wrong.
Yeah, right. At some point.
How many did Tommy Lee ever get accidentally stuck upside down while he was drumming? Like the hydraulics just stopped working?
Yeah, sure.
Could have.
Sure.
Could have. Or maybe it was just like super slow or like jerky as he's doing it, so they had to stop. They got him back to close to right and then brought him back down. There has to be, once you add in all those variables.
Oh, yeah, there's footage all the time online of people who do these crazy stuff in concerts and it like breaks down. Like Pink, when she has that, she does that Spanish web thing across the whole. There have been times when it's just stopped.
I don't know what Spanish web. You talking about
like when they do the
moss?
When they hang down from those like kind of pseudo sheets and they flip around on the sheets and stuff by holding on. Yeah, that's kind of Spanish web. Yeah.
Okay.
So she does those through the concert. Sometimes that'll stop in the middle of the auditorium and she'll just have to roll with it.
Yeah.
Or Katy Perry was on something that was floating down. I saw this recently, and it starts to do this, and then it stops. So she could have been thrown off into the audience from like 20 feet above the air. So you never know with this kind of stuff. So it totally happens.
Yeah, could be the last tour that ever uses this element.
Right, exactly. All right, that's your number 6.
Correct.
So my number 7 is Robert Downey Jr.
That's a punt.
Ooh, nice. And number 6 is Carrie Fisher.
That's my number 5.
Okay, cool. Let's talk about it. Had to put her on here. How can you not?
How can you not?
Right? Yeah.
Her, and then she also has a compatriot from the same movies.
Right. Fair point. Yeah.
And I struggled with the two.
Yeah.
Between the two.
Yeah.
I think she elevated above for me because of all the work that she did throughout Hollywood. She was a script doctor.
Yes, she was.
And studios would send her, and her fingerprints are on all kinds of different amazing movies. I probably should look that up. But easily do a Google search and you can find lists of things that she is unaccredited for, but everybody knows that she was a part of.
Let's take a look. All right. As you're talking about,
it's nonstop. It's nonstop. Okay. Like she did Punch Up for X and Y and Z and was the actual script doctor of this movie. It's like really impressive the amount of work that she had over that course. I wish you're bringing it up now. What do we got?
Hook, Wedding Singer, Last Action Hero. Wow. Like all these different type of things. She also definitely worked on the Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
She put her thoughts into that. Yeah. It was Spielberg that kind of got her into that.
You got any other movies?
Oh, fascinating. It does. Here we go. 13 Carrie Fisher TV and movie writing credits you might not know. All right. She did Postcards from the Edge. That's her life story.
Yeah.
She worked on Adventures of Indiana Jones, Young Indiana Jones, Hook, Sister Act, Last Action Hero, So I Married an Axe Murderer, Made in America, Phantom Menace, and Attack of the Clones. She had some thoughts on. Or as a reminder, Coyote Ugly, Scream 3, and the Coen Brothers' Intolerable Cruelty. Interesting. What a varied list of movies.
It's all over the place.
Yeah.
And we've heard of, if not seen, all of them.
Oh, yeah, here we go. River Wild. Yeah, wow.
A River, yeah, that's a good movie.
Yeah. I don't disagree with you there. The Out-of-Towners and the Star Wars, all the stuff. So, yeah, and Patton Oswalt made his name doing script doctoring for years as well. So that's how you do it, man. It's good money.
If you're that good, you can come in and see the flaws that are there.
Yeah.
And what else did she just get called in? Hey, we need eyes on this. Here's however much money your going rate is for that.
Right.
And she's the daughter of Debbie Reynolds, for Christ's sakes, and Eddie Fisher.
Yep.
But so from our parents' generation, Debbie Reynolds and Eddie Fisher were
huge,
two of the biggest names. So then to be the daughter of that, how was she accepted? Like, that's a hell of a mantle to take over.
Yeah. And now her daughter's following in her footsteps, Billy Lord, who's been in these last 2 Star Wars movies. So, yeah, it's there. It's quite a legacy, dude. I agree.
It is.
All right. So what's your number 5?
That was my 5.
That was
your 5?
George Clooney.
See, his dad, or are you saying Rosemary?
His dad. Rosemary's his aunt.
I looked up his credits. He didn't get credits until after George had been working.
No, Nick Clooney had been a host for a long, long time. He was on AMC.
Host.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Not an actor.
Well, no, he's been an actor, too. He was
in 2 uncredited things in 1958.
I see what you're saying.
And then didn't do any acting until years after Clooney was famous, I believe.
Well, we didn't say – we said actor.
I know that. I excluded him for that. But I was like, your dad wasn't an actor.
You want to ding him for that?
Rosemary Clooney did a bunch of acting, did she not?
All right. She did. Yes, of course. She was an incredible performer and singer.
I knew her as a singer.
Right.
I'm sure I've seen a movie or two, but I couldn't tell you.
Probably in the 40s or 50s or 60s. Yeah, she wasn't like
huge. Exactly.
Yeah.
But her dad to me was like, you were a television personality, TV host.
Right.
Whatever.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything. I'm not denigrating.
Okay.
It's a different career, and you have a skill set that is really tough to do.
I can move it off if you want me to move it off.
No,
it really bothers you that much.
It's your list. I excluded Clooney's for that reason.
All right. Well, if I exclude Clooney, which is a fair – and this happens on the top 10. It's your first time watching it. This happens sometimes. We will take umbrage with another person's selection here and maybe remove it. So if I remove it, then Carrie Fisher goes up to 5.
Well, who do you want to put on in place?
Then I'd have to put Jamie Lee Curtis down there at 10. So, and now I don't feel bad about leaving her off because she's on. That works for me. All right.
Done and done.
All right. What's your number 4 then?
4 is the punt from you for Robert Downey Jr.
Okay. Proceed.
I wrote Endgame down.
That's fair. Totally fair.
I almost wrote Zodiac.
You could do the whole thing.
Yeah, I almost wrote Sherlock.
Right. Sherlock is good.
The second act of his career has been nothing short of amazing.
Yeah.
He's put out a ton of work.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Yeah, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. That was when he was still kind of slowly inching back too.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
He was still getting the shots. He was still good. We all liked him when he worked earlier. He just, I don't know, he got hooked up in some...
It's the drugs, man.
Yeah. And that's when it really appears where it was drugs. He was spinning out of control.
Yep.
If that does happen to people... Some people are self-destructive, and they just continue to go back to it.
Yeah.
It takes all kinds of different people to make this world.
It's true.
Unfortunately.
Very true.
And I say unfortunately, just these self-destructives are pretty tough for all of us. That's why I said unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I just lost my train. Anyway, so Downey Jr. to come out now and have all these amazing characters that have resonated with people to a degree that it's really hard for any other actor to kind of stack up, because now he's going to be part of, if you thought Star Wars was huge, like the next generation of kids that are going to grow up on this first arc of Marvel, I think is going to be massive.
Yeah.
They created their kind of Game of Thrones of movies, and you can go back and just watch through this series, and he carries, if it were not for him, then none of this would have existed. And then you throw in like Sherlock, I think is really fantastic. I like both of them.
Yeah, I do too.
I wish they'd do another one on top of that and just close it out.
They are. Eddie, guess who's writing it? Ethan. From the Schmoedown. Ethan Irwin, yeah. And Dexter Fletcher's directing it. The guy who took over for Bohemian Rhapsody and did Rocket Man. He's directing it. So, yeah, they're making it.
I hope it gets off the ground.
Me too. I hope it happens. I hope it gets finished, and I want to see it because I think he's fantastic as Sherlock Holmes. It's a completely different kind of Sherlock Holmes, but it's fun.
It is. And I buy into the why he can have these motivations and be able to still pull off the physical.
Yeah.
Because he is a superhero, but he's still a guy. But he's got to do all the things in the suit, so you believe he's in good shape. He always looks like he's in good shape. Nobody takes that much time manicuring their beard if they haven't sculpted their body first.
Fair point.
Unless there's the other side. Is you ever see the fat guy with like just the chin strap beard? It's like, what are you doing?
Like Porkins?
What are you doing
from Star Wars?
Worse than that to me, though. It's like perfectly just a straight line.
Oh, just the straight line?
Yeah. The variations of that, but I love the super pencil thin.
Yeah.
Straight line. Okay.
Good choice, man. Good choice. Yeah, it's my number. I guess now it's my number 6 after we've eliminated Clooney. But,
so we're close.
Yeah, and he's so good, and there's no way we have the MCU without him. There's no fucking way. I don't care what anybody says. Oh, they would have figured it out. Nope. Without him, in the first few years, to get people to like understand that this is a franchise that or IP, whatever you want to say, that walks the line between high stakes and comedy to alleviate the high stakes. He is essentially the symbol for that whole franchise, of the whole IP, because a lot of those movies have that vibe to them, and it's the reason because he made it work. And so,
and he carried the swagger to such a degree.
Yeah.
It's really impressive. I mean, I like Downey so much that I enjoy Air America because it's got him and Gibson in it.
Right.
It's literally the only reason to tune in. Fair. It's the only reason really to tune in.
Yeah.
But I thoroughly enjoy those two guys. That's what everyone... all I heard at that time, which was nothing. It's not like I knew gossip columnists.
Right.
What seemed to be coming through is all the other actors that he worked with who are stellar all believe that this guy is talented.
Yes.
Every single one of them.
That was the narrative.
Everyone, if you knew him, you would be amazed.
Yeah.
But he's just on drugs.
Yep.
It's
that's what
whatever
people kept
it is.
saying.
It's going through a thing.
When he was done, when the drugs and all things started to consume him, people felt it was a tragedy because of that reason, Matt, what you're talking about. I remember reading those articles. People were like, if he would just clean his act up because he's so damn good. But, you can't. Someone's got to come to it on their own. They cannot, no matter how much you tell them, until they come to it on their own, it's not going to change.
Yeah.
And so he eventually had to, and maybe there was just a number of factors that came in at the same time that just kind of got him finally to hit that rock bottom and start to work his way back. And he credits his wife very much, his producer wife, for helping him through that situation. And look at the exchange. Sometimes you got to invest in somebody because you never know where it's going to lead you, and where it's going to go. And you may find that person in a positive place by the time it's all over. So yeah. Agreed. Yeah, that was your number 4, right?
That's love, baby. That's love.
That's your number 4, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So my number 4 is Jane Fonda.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
I know, but she's
There's
never
a shit ton of stuff.
She is, and she is beloved by a generation that I am not a part of. In that I never understood why she was so famous.
Wow, really? Okay.
Well, until I got much, much older to realize who her father was.
Yeah, right, Henry Fonda.
And her brother.
Yeah, Peter.
Henry's work.
Yeah.
12 Angry Men came up for us both as our number 1 on single locations last week.
Yes,
or 2 weeks ago, or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
So you see his work and you're like, that is difficult. That's like, Colin Hanks.
Yeah.
I want to see you succeed because you're a good actor and you have all the chops your father has to me.
Right.
But I'm not comparing you to him. But he still has to overcome that massive mountain.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's really hard to do.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I think Jane did. I mean, she won an Oscar for Klute for Best Actress. She's been in a number. Coming Home is a fantastic film. Electric Horseman, 9 to 5. She's an activist. She just got arrested again recently for this climate change protest. Grace and Frankie is hilarious. She has worked consistently for many, many years.
100%.
Oh, and also started the workout craze for women in the 80s, like hardcore with her.
That's what she
videos.
Was to me as a kid. So
yeah, that's fair.
To
that's
see
totally
she was
understandable.
a serious actress, and you're like,
yeah,
really? Let's get physical. That's entirely my brain. Just ridiculous.
With the leg warmers.
Of course.
Yeah, but she's found a way to always constantly reinvent herself, and she always exudes like this kind of strength and steely spine and class and whatever your feelings are. Yes, of course, that stuff with Vietnam and what she said. Yeah, it was a rough time. People said some terrible stuff at the time. So what can you say? But you have to also give time for people to kind of walk back from that kind of stuff, and she has. So I think for the purposes of our list, I think she absolutely qualifies and has the resume and the pedigree to qualify to be this high on the list for me. All right, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is Kurt Russell.
That's my number 3, yeah.
This was I got lots to choose from.
Yeah.
What do I want from this guy? I wrote down The Thing.
Now I wrote down The Thing as well.
And he is the son of Bing Russell.
Who's in Magnificent Seven.
Exactly. He was an actor before.
Yes, he was.
And Kurt started at a very young age, man, and he has been working so hard for so long.
Disney. It started in Disney films.
But the Disney factory.
Yes.
We're putting out as many of these as we can get out over and over and over again. and you were typecast as a Disney actor, and then to me, that doesn't even exist. I never watch any of those.
Yeah.
You exist utterly outside of that because you've been in so many stellar things.
You made that transition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even early on, between that and Big Trouble.
Right.
Like, dude, I love you. And I loved Escape from New York at the time. To me, it doesn't hold up anymore of those early.
It's a troublesome film, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean the when he fights the guy in the wrestling ring type of thing, it's the worst. It's bad choreography. It doesn't.
The dude lumbering around. The ropes. Yeah.
Have they never fought? Do they both have artificial hips? Like, what's going on here? They seem arthritic slightly.
I think that's why Carpenter put the camera all the way back here, so you wouldn't be upset by seeing it close.
Probably.
But the Thing, dude, that's the one. I mean, that's the one.
Yeah.
Right? Because he doesn't even start out as the star of the film. Like, everyone else has bigger roles at the start of this movie, and then eventually, by a process of elimination, he becomes the lead of the film to take us into all the way at the end with that moment with him and Keith David, which is fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, without a doubt. And then to go on, I'm a huge fan of like bad movie Soldier.
Yeah.
I wanted him to make another one and kind of get away from he's slowly trying to figure out who he is.
Right.
And explore something different. Because that half of Soldier didn't work for me, but all of a sudden he was early Jason Bourne.
Yeah, okay.
Without the amnesia, but been built, trained, designed for solely this task type of thing.
Right.
Then what is your humanity? And it's like, okay.
The Best of Time is another one I enjoy from him. It's kind of his quiet, smaller ones.
Sky High.
Sky High is good. Sky High.
He's good. Just out of nowhere, boom, here's another Disney movie.
See, now
he's good in that.
Yeah.
And then Hateful Eight again.
Yes,
Bone Tomahawk.
Oh, Bone Tomahawk is one.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Yep. His Ego, the Living Planets. Even his work in I know you haven't seen any of these, but even his work in the Fate of the Furious or the Fast and Furious movies, he's good in those.
No, I haven't seen it.
I know.
I hope he's great.
Miracle, great as Herb Brooks. He's fantastic in that.
Exactly. Look at this. You can do this, and then maybe he goes through like a 3-4 year period where he puts out a bunch of like, and then you go, boom, Tango and Cash. Like,
right.
Here we go. It's a bad movie, but I like when it succeeds for me. It succeeds really well.
Yeah.
But it's got some cheese to it.
Stargate, Tombstone.
Stargate, I love.
Yeah.
Tombstone, I love.
Tequila Sunrise is good in that. Overboard, people love Overboard.
It's all right.
People love it. Silkwood, the drama. He's in that. Yeah. We said Escape from New York. Used Cars, which is very funny. People don't talk about Used Cars enough. And Death Proof, the Tarantino one. I was good in that. What? Wow. All right. Deepwater Horizon, one of our favorites.
Deepwater Horizon, there you go.
Yep,
There's another good one. Yeah. Exactly. This is all without IMDb. You can just keep doing this.
Well, you without IMDb. I'm using it.
I know.
Because I'm cheating. All right. Anyway, that's both our number threes. Yep. All right. What's your number two?
Two. This was a battle to the death, but I put Daniel Day-Lewis.
Oh, is his dad an
Mom, Jill Balkin.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that either.
Shit, I didn't know. All right.
And I looked it up, and she started working long before he ever did. He was a working actor.
Right.
That's when you text me and said, hey, are you going one way or the other? And I was like, I went with both because he was my...
Okay.
Maybe I didn't know your mom.
Right.
But you have been crushing.
If there's resume, there's a resume.
There is.
Yeah.
I only put another person higher because I will rewatch one of his way more than I will see of anything Daniel. Because Daniel Day is always, I think Lincoln would be the one I go back most for of his.
Yeah.
Because I think it's just the easiest to get into at any point. There Will Be Blood, I think you need to see the build.
For me, it's both. It's Last of the Mohicans and There Will Be Blood. Those are the top two for me.
Last of the Mohicans, I can jump in kind of at any point.
At any point. I love, dude. I don't know what it is about that movie, but I have an insane love for that film. Like, it moves me emotionally every single time.
Phantom Thread, I can't wait to see again.
Oh, yeah, he's so
it's
good
been
there.
enough time.
Yeah.
Gangs, I won't go back and rewatch.
No. Gangs past the first 5 minutes is not worth it.
My Left Foot, I'm not sure if I'll go back and rewatch.
What about In the Name of the Father?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Hold on, I guess these.
Okay. There's other ones he's done that were not as...
True.
like the one he did with Arthur Miller's, I think Arthur Miller's daughter or granddaughter?
He's Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah, right.
So he's one of those guys one of the few people that knows in his time that he'll go down as one of the greats.
Yeah. He's only done 30 things, dude.
Exactly.
30 things.
He doesn't have to at this point. We're all on board with, dude, you do, what are you going to be, a cobbler in southern France? Go crazy.
Go crazy. Knock yourself out.
And hopefully in 4 or 5 years you get the itch and you come back and you're like, I want to make something. I've been thinking about a character.
Yeah.
Hey, Paul Thomas Anderson.
Hey, PTA.
Exactly. I got to be one of the few.
He's probably texting him. Yeah, PTA, I want to do something.
I can't imagine Daniel Day-Lewis texting. Don't you think he doesn't? He's got an assistant or something that maybe keeps up on all that.
I don't know, because these people sometimes have these weird fascinations with technology. These supposedly aloof people or people who don't want to be part of the mainstream types. Like, they have a weird connection with technology.
But he's divorced himself numerous times from technology for the sake of building up to a character.
True.
So it doesn't appear as though.
What if he's on like InstaChat? He's on Instagram chat. It's the only thing he uses. For some reason, he really loves it. He just really loves it.
Teach their own.
I can do some GIFs.
Is that one of the ones that has like filters and you can turn yourself into a dog or something?
Yes, I think so.
There you go. So maybe he's just workshopping characters.
Daniel's just like so obsessed with filters. Like Daniel Day-Lewis is
he's
like
crushing
the dog, the rabbit with the ears.
Maybe that's what it is. His side business. He's invested in some app development to try and augment for that. And it's like Kurt Schilling getting into video games after he retired because he loves playing fucking World of Warcraft. And then bankrupted that company, plus defrauded the state of Massachusetts.
Schilling messed something up? No surprise.
I don't know if he defrauded. I think it didn't turn out as expected.
Mr. Red Food coloring on his sock. My left foot. You talk about that. Unbearable Lightness of Being is the first time I'd ever heard his name because that was like that '90s independent thing. He did Age of Innocence.
He's got a small part in Gandhi.
He does. Yeah, he's a
thug,
racist guy
and kid.
Yeah. The Crucible, which I never saw.
Okay.
The Boxer, which I really love.
Sure.
It's a good Irish film, in my opinion. The Battle of Jack and Rose, that's the one with the Arthur Miller's granddaughter or daughter.
I have not seen that one.
Nine, that musical Nine, he was in that. Nine? Lincoln, you said. Mm-hmm. Phantom Thread. There we go. And he says he's retired, so who knows if we'll see anything.
It feels like a Sugar Ray. You're coming back.
Do you think you feel that way? Like it's not like Favre where he's camping out.
Yeah, no, I mean,
like he wants you to beg him to come back.
It could be one of those things of maybe when he retired, he was like, I'll revisit the idea maybe eventually one day, but I'm done.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
Like that's that.
Yeah.
Right,
and if it ends up being I am in fact done, then I'm done and I'm fine with that.
Yeah. You're okay with it.
He seems the type of individual, it's like a fluid idea, but he is kind of done.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to do it anymore because of how much he pours into each one, which is like, do I want to spend 4 months committing myself to living like an 1820s miner?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't have to do that, but I thoroughly appreciate it every time you do.
At this age.
Yeah, at this age.
Right.
How much time do I have left? Because he does it every time. Like he became a butcher for Gangs of New York.
Yeah, for Gangs of New York.
It's great. It really pays off on screen.
I would love to have 5 minutes with him and just ask him how much of this is true and how much of this is bullshit. How much is legend that you won't correct because you love the legend.
I love the legend.
How much is true? Yeah.
I don't want to demystify that one.
All right, fair enough.
It is what it is. You stay being an artist and enjoying
do your thing,
whatever you want to do in life.
All right, that was your number 2?
That's my 2.
My 2 is Michael Douglas, which is the pun from earlier, which I don't understand as number 9, but whatever.
Well,
I don't want to bash you. Michael Douglas he's done since the 80s. And you talk about like Rob Reiner, he's produced a shit ton of stuff too. Like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
Yes. That came long before, though. I really...
No, right. Yes. But
like that's one of those things you find out, at least for me, postscript on One Flew Over.
I did too.
So I don't associate that with him on some level, even though with like Rob Reiner I do, because that's how I grew to know him. Michael Douglas has always been a bunch of stuff that I felt like I love Wall Street for him and him alone, by and large.
Wow. Okay.
Hey, Charlie Sheen is fine. He's good in it.
I think it's one of his best films ever. I'm not saying much, but I think for Sheen it is. Best performances. I'm sorry, best performances ever.
But he's kind of like, I don't know. Anyway, let's not get into his performance.
Okay.
To me, it's the Michael Douglas movie.
Okay.
Like The Game.
The Game is good. Romancing the Stone is fantastic.
I tried to go back and rewatch.
What?
Couldn't get into it.
Okay. Disclosure is good.
All right.
Right? The one with...
I always believe whatever he's going to make is going to be actually like Fatal Attraction. How many times are you going to go back and watch that?
I'm not going to go watch because it's a horror film, first of all.
It is.
But he's incredible in it.
He is?
Yeah.
But you made a movie that is great, and I know I'll never rewatch it.
Well, what about the Liberace one? He's incredible in that.
Do you count that? He is great in that.
Of course.
That's one of my favorites of his.
Yeah. It's essentially a feature film.
Him and Matt Damon, but he steals the show as Liberace.
He does.
He is really great. It's nothing against Matt.
No.
Just Matt knew going into it, look, that dude is peacocking at all times.
Yep. Look, the China Syndrome chorus line, a lot of people like. Black Rain, that's one of my fucking favorite 80s action films. Black Rain. War of the Roses, people like. Basic Instinct. Come on.
Yeah, but do you watch it again?
No, not that.
No.
Because I'm not a Sharon Stone person.
He's got a lot of those.
Falling Down? That's good.
It is good.
The American President? That's good. People love that.
I'm not saying it's not good. He made a good movie. I just don't go back to rewatch it.
That's fair.
It's what you're getting into. I feel bad, like I'm talking shit on Michael Douglas, but as I was going
You're not
through
talking
the list,
shit. You're just saying what you're feeling.
And the thing is, he can come out with something tomorrow, and I'm going to watch it tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then I hope it's something that makes the rotation, please. Please, because I want to move you up this list.
Traffic?
I never rewatch it.
Okay. Wonder Boys?
Never rewatch it.
Okay. You, Me, and Dupree?
Never seen it.
I always forget he's in that. Wall Street Money Never Sleeps, the sequel?
Saw it in the theater. Never seen it again.
Okay. Ant-Man? Ant-Man and the Wasp? Avengers Endgame? No.
Do you really count Endgame?
I don't count Endgame, but I'll count Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Sure.
He's in that.
Sure.
And I even like him in Haywire. Haywire is a fun little Soderbergh film with Carano, which I really like.
Oh, the former fighter, former wrestler?
Yeah. The fighter, MMA fighter. Which they use, what's her face? They use Laura San Giacomo as the voiceover for her, for Gina Carano. Anyway, so where were we? That's my number 2, Michael Douglas. All right, what's number 1?
My number 1 is Jeff Bridges.
Yeah, Jeff Bridges. What's your choice?
Lebowski.
Yeah, it has to be. I knew it was for you. Crazy Heart's my choice. So.
Okay.
Yeah, but still, Bridges number 1.
That's how you beat Day-Lewis. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You made a movie that to me is perfection. Yeah. I will rewatch it always. It's in the rarefied air.
Yeah, and he's got a resume that he's succeeded in multiple genres. Yeah, multiple. Like I rewatched Tron Uprising or Legacy, whatever.
Legacy.
Yeah, I watched it again the other day. I don't know what to tell you. I love that film. I love him in it.
Me too. I wanted to go back. The philosophical exploration that he's having and all that stuff is super interesting.
That's what I like.
The life finding a way aspect of the secondary people springing up and whatnot.
Yeah.
And him battling Clue all these years was super interesting. It just fell a little flat.
Okay.
Overall.
Well, I understand that. Absolutely. Because a lot of people felt that way, which is why there's not a sequel. Box office wasn't there.
But I believe there's something there.
Yes.
It's like Men in Black International. You have something between these two. This sucked.
Yeah.
This sucked it was not fun.
It's a shame because those two have great chemistry in the Thor movies and in the Avengers movies, but somehow, some way, was it F. Gary Gray couldn't get it out of him for whatever reason, the script or the story or the executives, who knew, got involved. But apparently they cut a bunch of that movie from the movie. There was like a whole immigration storyline they cut out because they didn't want to be divisive. Sometimes I think studios, when they start to propose that kind of shit, I think they have to go to the public and say, we have decided to do this with this movie. Here's another cut of this movie. You tell us which one you liked because we will take ownership of the fact that we fucked this movie up. Because we're putting that director out there to take all the hits, or the actor to take all the hits, and none of the executives are walking out going, "Yeah, I made that decision. I cut the immigration storyline." I think they should they should have to walk out there on the plank and defend their decision.
Hell yes.
Yeah, that's my opinion on it.
Hell yes.
All right,
get them.
All right, let's read let's go back over our separate lists before we combine our lists, Matt. We have to do that.
No. I was thinking about something else we forgot to do.
Yes, sure. Why don't we do it now? You want to cut it in and we'll cut it out? No, I guess we can't.
We'll just move forward.
Okay.
So at 10, I have Jamie Lee Curtis, a daughter of Tony Curtis and Janet Leigh for Halloween.
Yeah.
Do you have that as well?
No, we're going.
My individual list.
Yeah.
9 is Michael Douglas, Kirk Douglas. Wall Street. 8 is Matthew Broderick, James Broderick, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. 7 is Patricia Arquette, Louis Arquette, Ed Wood. 6 is Rob Reiner, Carl Reiner. This is Spinal Tap. 5 is Carrie Fisher, Debbie Reynolds, and Eddie Fisher, Star Wars. 4 is Robert Downey Jr. for Senior, Endgame. 3 is Kurt Russell for Bing Russell, The Thing. 2 is Daniel Day-Lewis, Jill Balkin, There Will Be Blood, I think is the one I'm choosing. And then Jeff Bridges, Lloyd Bridges, The Big Lebowski.
All right. There you go. My number 10, Jamie Lee Curtis. Now after we remove George Clooney, maybe if Adam and Cody want to go and put a scratch at George Clooney at 5. My number 9 is Jennifer Jason Leigh for The Hateful Eight. Number 8 is Saoirse Ronan off Little Women. Angelina Jolie, A Mighty Heart. Robert Downey Jr. Is my number 6 for Iron Man. Number 5 is Carrie Fisher for all the Star Wars movies. Number 4 is Jane Fonda in Clute. Number 3 is Kurt Russell for The Thing. Number 2, Michael Douglas for Wall Street. And number 1, Jeff Bridges for Crazy Heart. I'm curious to see what graphics they come up with, how they put us into these on our list. So we'll see what Adam and Cody do. But all right, let's put this list together. Matt, you want to write it out and I'll bang, or do you want to bang?
I put Jeff Bridges
Certainly
for Lebowski, number one.
Yep.
We both have it.
Okay.
Kurt Russell was both our 3.
Yeah, you can move up to 2 if you want. Because Douglas is. What do you have at 2?
Day-Lewis.
Right, which is not on my list.
Do we want to choose a movie, or are we just saying the actor?
Oh yeah, just the actor. I think it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. 3. And then Day-Lewis. So then we're talking 9-2 for Michael Douglas.
Yeah.
We have Carrie Fisher at what, 5-6?
Right, but we haven't put in your 2 yet, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So where are we at now? 3?
Yeah, we're at number 3 overall.
Okay. Should we move up Carrie Fisher to 3 since she's at our 5s?
That would make sense.
Right. Or where do we have Kurt Russell?
Number 2.
He's 2 now, right?
Yeah.
Jeff Bridges, Kurt Russell, Carrie Fisher. Okay.
Then probably Michael. Oh shoot! Where'd you have Downey Jr. 4-6?
Yeah, 6.
2-9-4-6. I would say 2-9.
Yeah, I'd say 2-9-2.
All right.
And we could even put your number. Do you want to put your number 2 there?
Sure.
Since it's above 4 and 6. Okay. This is the show, y'all. This is part of the show. The combining of the lists.
This is the boring part of listening to 2 people type.
That's right. All right. So 4. So what do we jump to now? Oh, Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, I would say Downey Jr. at 6.
Okay. Do we have any other commonality? Oh, Jamie Lee Curtis at 10, right?
Yeah. Do you want to bump that to?
I think we should. It's commonality, and we're in the bottom half of the list. So that's 7.
That is 7.
Okay, here we go. This will be fun. What's your next highest, I guess?
It would be Rob Reiner at 6.
Ooh, mine is Jane Fonda at 4 with Clute.
Jane Fonda.
And then, yours with, what's your 6 again?
6 is Rob Reiner.
Yeah, that'll be Rob Reiner. And then what do we have left?
What's your next highest?
7, I think, Angelina Jolie.
I got Patricia Arquette.
At 7?
At 7.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, to me, it's a no-brainer. It's Patricia Arquette.
Me too. It's a no-brainer, Angelina Jolie.
Right.
Let's do it. It's time for the coin. Flipping of the coin. For those of you who are first-time watchers of this show, we flip a coin when we're tied, and we feel like we can't come to a consensus. And the coin has one side of Batman, and the other side is the Superman symbol. Matt is the Batman symbol. I am the Superman symbol. We're
Do you want to flip this time?
No, that's fine. I trust you to flip it.
All right. Do the randomizer on the coin head on the top.
I don't know what that
means. Will not look. Well, I think knowing what's on the top.
What do we got, guy? Superman. Jolie. Sorry, Patricia. I didn't like Lost Highway anyway. All right. Let's do this thing. The top 10 actors with actor parents or the top 10 actors with famous actor parents?
I would say with actor parents.
Okay, sounds good. The top 10 famous actors with actor parents, yeah. At number 10.
Angelina Jolie, Jon Voight.
At number 9.
Rob Reiner, Carl Reiner.
At number 8.
Jane Fonda, Henry Fonda.
At number 7.
Jamie Lee Curtis, Tony Curtis, and Janet Leigh.
At number 6.
Downey Jr. for Downey Sr.
At number 5.
Daniel Day-Lewis, Joe Balkan.
At number 4.
Michael Douglas, Kirk Douglas.
At number 3.
Carrie Fisher, Debbie Reynolds, Bobby Fisher.
At number 2.
Kurt Russell and Bing Russell.
And our number 1 actor with a actor parent is
Jeff Bridges, Lloyd Bridges.
That's just like your opinion, man. There you go.
An excellent show.
Yes, agreed.
And
a fun list.
Once again, we thank everybody that helps us with the show every week.
Yeah.
Chris Alexakos for busting his butt for helping organize a bunch of different stuff, and Joe Ibarra and Mike Shea helping with the posting, and Kristen Smith and Hasso, Mr. Matt Hasso helping us with some social media stuff. We appreciate everything that you guys do for us.
Yep.
We hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving. If you want to find us anywhere, it's patreon.com/the top 10. With the number 10,
yeah.
Facebook.com/groups/the top 10 show with all spelled out.
Yeah.
And you can follow me online at Matt Nost, MattKnost.
Yeah, come patronize the Top 10 show. It's still happening. Our Patreon is growing every day, grows more every week and every month. You guys support us so much, and we appreciate like one of our plans for next year is to be able to go to a town every month and do a live show. One of the ways we can do that is to build up our Patreon and have the fans be committed to coming to see us.
Correct.
London is in play. Houston is in play. We'll have announcements soon. Our Toronto as well is we're kicking around that as well. So things are happening. As Matt told you, the address to the Patreon. Go and take a look and see the tiers if you want to support the show. And we put a bunch of stuff out there for the Patreon fans to enjoy as well.
Correct. And I think that's it this week, don't you?
Yeah, follow me at The Rocha Says, and we'll talk to you next time on the Top 10.